guys, it's the 20th episode of Games You Might Not Know. I'm very excited. It's been more than a year now, so I just wanted to tune in just right before the episode to tell you from the bottom of my heart, please send me naked pictures of you and your girlfriend, or just you. Even if you're a dude, I don't care. Please send me that shit. I love you guys. I would make love to you all in order or all at the same time. Watch the episode. I hope you enjoy it.
Let me tell you a story about things you might have missed. Benzie's gonna show you, so you won't feel dismissed. These are the games you might not know, but that are still pretty damn sweet. These are the games you might not know, but that are still pretty damn sweet. He might look like the cover, or even maybe Seth Rogen, but that is not the point of this. He's gonna tell you what you missed. These are the games you might not know, but that are still pretty damn sweet. These are the games you might not know, but that are still pretty damn sweet. Sweet!
Hello folks. Isn't my costume great? Wouldn't it be fun if I would make the entire review talking like this? Like slowish and stuff, you know? Of course not! Alright guys, Robocop is awesome. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Not only is the action and story great, but the constant mockery of the American culture is still very relevant today. And the music is God! By Basil Polidoris, the guy behind Conan's soundtrack. The first movie remains the best one. The second movie can be debated whether it's good or not, and it's not. And the third one, well, nobody seems to remember this terrible movie. It's just like the last Indiana Jones movie. Everybody acts like it never happened. I know only one person who actually watched it recently, and that went pretty bad. Yes, the movie was that bad. It was more like a toy commercial than a story, and more like a TV special than a real movie anyway. But one thing good came out of this crap hole, and that thing is a badass game! So let's try right away Robocop 3 for Super Nintendo! What? How long have I been playing? 20 seconds? Are you kidding me? That game can be a good game enough to be reviewed. I was of course not talking about the SNES piece of crap, but really about Robocop 3 for the Amiga and Atari ST. Fuck yeah! Unlike the movie, this game was no joke. You can trust me on that one. It was...
Wait, again?
What?
You're reviewing an Atari ST and Amiga game again? Aren't people gonna get pissed off because you always review games for the same system?
Barry!
What?
Are you done counting the number of words in all 7 Harry Potter's books?
Actually, I was taking a little break from it. You see, it's kind of tedious to do, and I'm getting bored.
Well, there's no break, Barry. It's not worth doing it if you're not taking it seriously.
Okay, fine then.
Sorry about that. So, Robocop 3 for the Amiga. What's so great about it? Well, fucking everything if you ask me! First off, forget about 2D gameplay. The game is in full 3D. That is, Victorial 3D. Therefore, with no textures, but damn it, the Amiga came out in '85, so give him a break. One thing the game offers you is to choose whether you want to play the story mode or the arcade mode. The story mode basically had little non-animated cutscenes following the story of the poor-ass excuse of the movie that was Robocop 3, and have you play the levels in a predetermined order. But the arcade mode is basically a level selection screen. Well, it wouldn't be nothing extraordinary if it wasn't for the great variety of the game. The game gives you first-person shooter levels, and it really makes you feel like you're Robocop, analyzing objects, walking at the speed of light. and dealing with insane frame rate issues. Well, frame rate issues aren't a big deal. Isn't that right, Barry?
Oh yeah, I never got any problem with it.
You see, if you couldn't see his lips moving, that's because his frame rate is very low. Nonetheless, these sequences are awesome. It's what you think of when you think Robocop game, shooting punks and rescuing hostages. And 15 years before Resident Evil 5, Robocop 3 was rewarding you for shooting black people. Yes, I said it! Then you also have some car chase sequence. Yes, it's not just racing, it's fucking car chasing. You actually have to destroy your target. You can even cut through the wrong texture. But what really kicked my ass back then was the possibility to change camera angle in a very cinematographic way. Look at that! It's just like in the movie! Well, that is if the movie was rendered in 16 colors and 10 frames per second and had a moron singing for a soundtrack. But still, it's fantastic! When I first saw that, I was about 5, and I spilled my red wine all over the keyboard. Yes, red wine, that's what kids get after school in France. But wait! There's still more to this game! You also had, and that kicked ass, flying levels. Yes, flying levels. If you survived through the movie, you might remember that Robocop gets a jetpack very late in the movie for a scene that was just long enough to have you want to buy the toy. Well, they also made a gameplay sequence about it, with even a little intro, which looks just like a movie. That is, if the movie was made in Lego stop motion. And how does it play? Like crap. I mean, it's hardcore. Only gods among humans can play through this level. That's why I'll still say it's great, even though I'm barely able to stay alive more than 2 seconds. The FPS part itself was worth full price back then. As far as I'm concerned, the rest is all extra.
Fat boy.
Shut up! All this is pretty great. But if you're unfortunate enough to remember that piece of shit of a movie, you might remember that Robocop fights a ninja robot. And though this sounds awesome, it really was just a dude pretending he was a robot and pretending he was doing kung fu. However, in the game, it's a real motherfucking robot ninja. Or ninja robot, who cares? That you get to fight with your bare hands. With controls that reminds me of the first Resident Evil, meaning it's barely playable. Especially since this douche Sushi wouldn't stop jumping all the time and attack you with a giant white lightsaber. As much as it's easy to mock the game's graphics, they were state-of-the-art back in days. And the game was a real masterpiece, every part was well done, and worth a look by itself. So once combined into one game, the game really became a classic of that era. For those who got a hold of it, that is. Too bad consoles were so huge back then, so this game never quite got to be advertised on TV. Though I do remember seeing one commercials back when I was a kid.
Ben, I hope you're getting ready for school.
Yes, Daddy, I'm coming. I'm watching TV. Wait a second.
I already prepared your snail sandwich in your lunchbox.
Hey kids, check out what Robocop has in store for you now.
Drop it. Robocop's here and I'm coming to get you. I jerk off on tinfoil instead of tissue. If you think that dropping it is an issue, I'll make you holler. I'd buy that for $1. Drop it. Drop those pants. If you're a little kid, hop on my back. I got a great new game that I'd like to show you. It's Rock'em Sock'em with my robot cock. You drop it.
$4.99.
I so need to buy this game. It looks motherfucking awesome.
What did you say, young man?
I said it looks motherfucking cool.
That's better, son.
It's not over, kids. If you don't have a wiener, then you should be interested in what Robocop has to tell you.
You and your Robocop are really cool. You can show it to your friends at school. Oh, what is that right there? Your Robocop has glitter in its hair. You make that Robocop look really beautiful. Now my Robocop is glitter in its
Ben, it's time now.
Only $4.99.
Yes, Daddy, I'm coming. I've heard. Whoa. Daddy, my Eiffel Tower feels funny again. What? You all had boners during Barbie commercials. You know it. If anything, this game, just like the good old Amiga and Atari ST, is awesome. At least give it a try, even just for these FPS sequences which were my favorite back then. I mean, 10 years before Metroid Prime, your HUD would get interference when you'd get hit. That's pretty cool, right? This game was so great. I remember getting very high ratings on French magazines at the time, and it was for a good reason. Robocop 3 is by far the best adaptation of Robocop in a video game. Though I quite like the first arcade game that played much like eSWAT. That's crazy when I think of how good early 90s computer games were awesome, and how it seemed nobody remembers them. Back then it was all about Nintendo and Sega. Even real hardcore gamers don't know about these games. And fuck, where were you guys? Where were you? Where were you, Barry?
Me, back in the 90s, I was very busy. You see, I was...
Barry? 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 That wasn't you. That was Pete Burns.
Was it?
Yeah. You shouldn't make up things, especially if that's ridiculous. Like that time you told me you invented Mexican car wash.
But I did invent Mexican car wash, along with a guy named Carlito, and... What are you doing?
Hasta la vista, Barry.
Oh boy. Hasta la vista? That was not in Robocop, that was in Terminator.